ओम जय साईनाथ, जय साईनाथ। आदि न अंत तुम्हारा, तुम्हें श्रद्धा नमन हमारा।
ओम साई राम। मैं चैताली साई श्रद्धा सबूरी चैनल से आप सभी भक्तों को स्वागत है। शाही सच्चरित्र पढ़िए और हमारा इस चैनल के माध्यम से भी आप लोग देख सकते हैं। तो देखे कि नहीं, अगर देख रहे हैं तो सब्सक्राइब, शेयर, लाइक, कमेंट कीजिए। ओम साई राम।
Om Sai Ram, Namaskar. I am Pooja from Guwahati, Assam, and today I am here again to read the great Sai Satcharitra, chapter 29. And for this, I am very much grateful to all the Sai Shraddha Chudhuri channel who giving me this opportunity. And if I do any mistakes, please forgive me. Seeking Baba's place. Stories of Madrasi Bhajani Mela, Tendulkar, Dr. Captain Haight, Vaman Naravekar. Madrasi Bhajani Mela. In 1916, a Madrasi Bhajani Mela started on the pilgrimage to the holy city of Banaras. The party consisted of a man, his wife, daughter, and sister-in-law. Unfortunately, their names are not mentioned. On their way, the party heard of a great saint named Sai Baba who lived in Shirdi in Kopargaon, Taluka, Ahmednagar district. They heard that this saint was calm, composed, and very liberal, and that he distributed money every day to his bhakts and to skillful people who came to Shirdi and demonstrated their abilities. A lot of money in the form of dakshina was collected daily by Sai Baba, and out of this amount he gave 1 rupee daily to a 3-year-old girl. Amani, the daughter of a bhakta, Kondaji, he also gave 2 to 5 rupees to certain individuals, rupees 6 to Jamali, the mother of Amani, and rupees 10 to 20, and even rupees 50 to other bhaktas, as he pleased. Hearing all this, the Mela party came to Shirdi and stayed there. The Mela performed beautiful bhajans and sang very well, but inwardly they craved money. 3 of the party were full of avarice, but the chief lady or mistress was of a very different nature. She great regard and love for Sai Baba. Once it so happened that when the noonday aarti was going on, Baba was very pleased with her faith and devotion, and was pleased to give her darshan of her Ishtam. Baba then appeared to her as Sitanath. Well, to all the others, the usual Sainath, seeing her beloved deity, she was very much moved. Tears began to flow from her eyes as she clapped her hands in joy. The people began to wonder at her joyful mood, but they were not able to guess its cause. Late in the afternoon, she disclosed everything to her husband. She told him how she saw Sri Rama in Sai Baba. He thought that as she was very simple and devout, her seeing Rama might be a hallucination of her mind. He degraded her, saying it was not possible that she alone should see Rama. While they also saw Sai Baba, she did not resent this remark, as she was fortunate enough to get Rama darshan. Now then, when her mind was calm and composed and free from avarice. wonderful vision. Things continue on in this way when one night the husband had a wonderful vision in his dream as follows. He was in a big city. The police there had arrested him, tied his hands with a rope, and put him in a cage. As the police were tightening the grip, he saw Sai Baba standing quietly outside near the cage. Seeing Baba so close, he said in a plaintive tone, "Here you fame, I came to bow at your feet. Why should a calamity befall me when you are standing here in person?" Baba said, "You must suffer the consequences of your actions." He said, "I have not done anything in this life which would bring such a misfortune on me," Baba said. "If not in this life, you must have committed some sin in your past life." He then replied, "I do not know anything of my past life, but assuming that I did commit some sin, then why should it not be burned and destroyed in your presence as dry but grudge before fire?" Baba answered, "Have you got such faith?" He replied, "Yes." Baba then asked him to close his eyes. No sooner did he shut them than he heard a thumping sound of something falling down. Upon opening his eyes, he saw he was free and police had fallen down, bleeding. Being quite frightened, he began to look at Baba, who said, "Now you are caught. Officers will come and arrest you." The man begged, "There is no other savior except you. Save me anyway." Then Baba again asked him to close his eyes. He did so. And when he and when he opened them, he saw he was free out of the cage, and Baba was by his side. He then fell at Baba's feet, whereupon Baba asked him, "Is there any difference between this namaskar and your previous ones? Think well." And he replied, he said, "There is a lot of difference. My former namaskar were offered with the object of getting money from you, but the present namaskar is one offered to you as God. Besides, formerly I thought resentfully Mohammedan gods." He said, "No." Then Baba said, Have you not got a panja in your house, and do you not worship the same in Tabut? Therefore the Maharam festival also there is in your house another Mohammedan deity, Kadbidi, whom you propitiate and appease on your marriage anniversary and other festivals to get the darshan of his guru Ramadas." When Baba asked him to turn around and see, lo, Ramadas was in front. "You look old." Ramadas Ramadas was in front of him. No sooner did he begin to fall at his feet. When Ramadas vanished, he then inquisitively asked Baba, "You look old. Do you know your age?" Baba replied, "What? Do you say I am old? Just run a race with me and see." Saying this, Baba began to run, and the man followed. Baba disappeared in the dust raised by his footsteps, and he ran, and the man awakened. After awakening, the man began to think seriously about his dream vision. His mental attitude was completely changed, and he realized the greatness of Baba. After this, the man's grabbing and doubting tendencies disappear and true devotion of Baba's sacred field developed in his mind. The vision was a mere dream, but the question and answers therein were most significant and interesting. The next morning, when all the person assembled in the masjid for the arti, Baba gave him as prasad 2 rupees worth of sweetmeats and also 2 rupees from his pocket and blessed him. He made him stay there for a few more days and gave him his blessings, saying, Allah will give you plenty and he will do you all good. Although the man did not get more money, he received far better things. Baba's blessing, which stood him in good stead all along, the party got plenty of money afterwards and their pilgrimage was successful as they did not suffer any trouble or inconvenience during their journey. They all returned home safe and sound, thinking of Baba's words and blessings and the Amanda they experienced by his grace. The story illustrates certain methods which Baba followed to improve and reform his devotees. Tendulkar family. The Tendulkar family lived in Bandra, a suburb of Bombay, and all its members were devoted to Baba. Mrs. Savitribai Tendulkar published a Marathi book named Sri Sainath Bhajan Mala containing 800 avangas and padas describing the Leelas of Baba. It is a book worth reading by those who are interested in Baba. Their son Baba Tendulkar was studying hard day and night and wanted to appear for the medical examination. He consulted some astrologers. Examining his horoscope, they told him the stars were not favorable that year and he should appear for the examination next year, when he would certainly be successful. This cast his gloom over him and made him restless. A few days afterward, his mother went to Shirdi and saw Baba. Amongst other things, she mentioned the gloomy and morose condition of her son, who was to appear for the examination in a few days. Hearing these, Baba said, "Tell your son to believe in me, to throw aside horoscopes and predictions and astrologers and palmists, and go on with his studies. Let him appear for the examination with a calm mind. He is sure to pass this year. Ask him to trust in me and not get disappointed." The mother returned home and communicated Baba's message to her son. He then studied hard and in due course appeared for the examination. In the written papers, he did well, but being overwhelmed by doubts, he thought he would not secure sufficient marks for passing, and so he did not care to appear for the oral examination. The examiner, however, was after him. He sent word to a fellow student stating that he had passed the written exam and that he should appear for the moral one. The son, being thus encouraged, appeared for the oral examination and was successful. Thus, he got through the examination successfully that year by Baba's grace, even though the stars were against him. It is to be noted here that doubts and difficulties surround us just to move us and confirm our faith. We are tested as it were. If we but hold on steadily to Baba with full faith and continue our endeavors, our efforts will ultimately be crowned with success. The father of this boy, Raghunath Rao, was serving in a foreign mercantile firm in Bombay. As he grew old, he was not able to attend to his work properly, and so he had to take leave and rest. As he did not improve during the period of leave, a further extension of leave or retirement from service was in inevitable. The chief manager of the farm decided to retire him on pension as he was an old and reliable servant. The question regarding the amount of pension to be given was under consideration. He was getting rupees 150 and his pension would not be enough to meet the expenses of the family. So they were all anxious about this matter. 15 days before the final settlement, Baba appeared to Mrs. Tendulkar in her dream and said, I would like rupees 100 to be settled and paid to your husband as pension. Will this satisfy you? She replied, Baba, why ask me this? We fully trust in you. Though Baba said rupees 10, still he was given 10 rupees more, therefore rupees 110 as a special case. Such wonderful love and care did Baba exhibit for his bhaktas. Captain Haight. Captain Haight, who was staying in Bikaner, was a great devotee of Baba. Once Baba appeared to him in his dream and said, Did you forget me? Haight then immediately held Baba's feet and replied, If a child forgets its mother, how could it be saved? Then Haight went into the garden and took out fresh Walpapri vegetables and arranging shidha. It is a ghee, wheat flour, and dal, etc. mix special dish. And Dakshina was about to offer all this to Baba when he was awakened and realized that the whole scene was just a dream. Inspired by his dream, however, Captain Haight decided to have an actual arrangement of everything, made then offer it to Baba in Shirdi. When Haight arrived in Gwalior some days afterward, he sent rupees 12 by money order to his friend Mr. Nimonkar with instructions that rupees 2 should be spent in buying Siddha articles and Walpapri vegetables, and that those items should then be offered to Baba with rupees 10 and as Dakshina. Nimonkar went to Shirdi and purchased the things mentioned, but Walpapri was not available. In a short time, however, a woman turned up with a basket on her head which curiously enough contained the Walpapri. The vegetables were purchased and Mr. Nimonkar prepared the Naivedya. Everything was arranged and offered the next day to Baba on behalf of Captain Haight. All the people were surprised to see that Baba, while dining, took and ate Walpapri and did not touch rice and other things. Haight's joy knew no bounds when he heard about this from his friend. Consecrated rupee. On other occasion, Captain Haight wished he had a coin consecrated by Baba's touch in his house. Haight came across a friend who was bound for Shirdi and sent a rupee with him. The friend went to Shirdi and after the usual salutation gave Baba his own dakshina first, which Baba pocketed. Then he gave Captain Haight's rupee. Baba took it in his hand and began to stare at it. He then held it in front, tossed it up and his right thumb and play with it. Baba then said to the friend, return this to its owner with the prasad of Udi. Tell him I want nothing from him. Ask him to live in peace and contentment. The friend returned to Gwalior, handed over the consecrated rupee to Captain Haight, and told him all that had happened at Shirdi. Haight was extremely pleased. He realized Baba always encouraged good thoughts, and just as Haight and wished intently, Baba fulfilled the same accordingly. Vaman Narvekar. Now, let the readers hear a different story. A gentleman named Vaman Narvekar loved Baba very much. He once bought a rupee engraved on one side of it were the figure of Rama, Lakshman, and Sita, engraved on the other side the figure of Maruti with folded hands. Vaman Narvekar offered the rupee to Baba with a hope that he would consecrate it with his touch and return it to him with Udi. Sai Baba, however, immediately pocketed the rupee. Sama then spoke to Baba regarding Vaman Rao's intention and requested him to return it. But Baba but Baba said in the presence of Vaman Rao, why should it be returned to him? We should keep it ourselves. If he gives rupees 25 for it, it will be returned. Then for the sake of the rupee, Vaman Rao collected rupees 25 and placed them before Baba, at which point Baba said, the value of that rupee far exceeds 25 rupees. Shama, take this rupee. Let us have it in our store. Keep this in our shrine and worship it. No one had the courage to ask Baba why he follow this particular action. He only knows what is the best and most suitable to each and all. Namaskar. Om Sai Ram.